If you ever thought about getting a successful mentor or coach, and you actually want me, Spectacular Smith, to actually coach you and become your mentor, I'm actually so excited about releasing my online school, Spectacular Academy, where I'm actually going to teach you live once a month different skill sets that's actually going to help you change your life for the better. Transformational information that I'm going to give you guys access to. I have a formula to success that every single company that I ever touched turned into gold. And I have over 14 companies, okay? And all of them have the same type of success. So I want to teach you everything that the school system should have taught you. You know, everything that I know and how I built these fast-growing companies and these award-winning companies, and show you real curriculums that I'm going to break down, and you're going to have access to me. I'm going to be live in the chat rooms. I'm going to be live in the Facebook groups and personal communities that I'm going to give you guys access to of like-minded entrepreneurs. So you're not by yourself on this mission. Not only you have me as a coach and a mentor, but you actually have your peer-to-peer people that's going to push you and root for you on the way to the top. Guys that's on the same exact wavelength that you are on and want the same exact results. Because my game plan is to change the way the school systems teach and teach you the things that need to make an impact in your life. Things that's going to be a high-ticket skill that you can use forever, where you don't never have to worry about going broke or not eating at night, because once you learn how to market and brand yourself, then you can eat for a lifetime. You get access to my team and everything. If you want to go to my free training just to get a sample of the things that's going to be in my program, you can actually go to specmentorme.com, or I'm going to put it in the bio. Only take a certain amount of people every single month. So reserve your seat and do not procrastinate, because you might just miss out. Now let's get to the podcast. What's up, everybody? This is Spectacular Smith, and welcome to the Spectacular Experience.
What's going on, Spectac?
Hey, man, everything is good. Just staying blessed, man, and steady working. Hustle.
I see you, man. I've been, ever since we connected down in Miami, which we got to talk about that story, by the way. I've been following your career, and it's really impressive, all the work that you've been doing, all the people you've been helping out. It's really cool to see you grow, man. See you grow from the music industry to becoming an entrepreneur. You're really doing it right. And I think my audience could definitely benefit from listening to the story of how you got started and everything that went down. Well, let's talk a little bit about the power of events and the power of connections and building relationships, because that's kind of how we met in Miami. I don't know how many years back it was. Probably like 5-6 years back. We met at Lulavie at John Tamarian's place. Yeah. You were at an event. I remember approaching you and letting you know, hey, bro, I grew up listening to your shit. I grew up listening to Pretty Ricky. That was my thing growing up. And I really love the music that you created, but more than that, everything that you had going on. So let's talk a little bit about your career, man, your relationships, everything that you've done so far. Talk to us about what you got going on.
Yeah, so it's actually like 8 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in California for 5 years, so that was like a few years before I got here.
Okay.
So yeah, time definitely flies. But just to jump on, like, the importance of networking and coming to events like this is really not being the person that's just in your corner. Really go out, become a social butterfly, even if you're not, force yourself, because a lot of those relationships that I meet people at these type of events, like, everything starts to grow in something bigger and better, and just adding value first. Like, my rule of thumb is give 10 times before I ask for one thing. Okay. So when you actually meet somebody at these events and you feel like this is somebody you can build with, then make sure that you're actually giving as much value as possible, because it's reciprocated and the universe figures out a way to give you back your gesture. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I did all this stuff and I'm not getting them back in return, but you might not have got blessed directly from that person, but the universe figures out a way to bless you in another way.
That's the best way to look at it, bro. I really, really like that. Now, talk to me about your podcast and your agency.
Yeah, my podcast is called The Spectacular Experience, and right now we was #1 on the music charts, and I decided
that it wasn't enough competition. So now I switched it to the business charts so I can have more competition, because I hit number one. It's like being a boxer, right? And
yeah, I was watching that.
You go from middleweight and you go cross over to the heavyweights. Like that's pretty much what I did. And now I'm rebuilding my podcast, because once you switch the category, even though I'm talking about business stuff, I felt like I was in the music industry, but I was like, you know what? Let me get some more competition. So now I'm rebuilding back on the charts. But it's about entrepreneurship, aspiring entrepreneurs that's in the 6 figures, that's trying to get to the 7 figures, and more about like mindset and things, all the tools and things that you need to actually take your brand to the next level, personal life, sex life, relationships, things that really count and matter that a lot of people don't talk about.
Now let's talk about how dynamic your career has been and how you've been able to pivot and been able to be successful in every single thing that you've applied your mind to, right? Because you've been able to do so many different things, and a lot of people would think, well, I'm not cut out to do this or that, but at the end of the day, it's all about mindset, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about how your music, for the people that don't know and aren't familiar with you on this podcast, how you guys started in music and how you developed that to what you have today.
So I started the music and I actually just got asked this question like yesterday.
Okay.
But I got forced to be a rapper. Like I never wanted to be a rapper. Still to this day, I really don't care much about going in the studio and creating music. But I mean, God gave me the talent to learn and be able to connect with my audience in a way that they want to buy music and come to my concerts. Like we just got off the Millennial Tour, the second highest grossing tour of the year.
You guys killed it on that. I was watching.
Thank you. And so I don't take anything for granted. So I know that was something that I got put in a position to deliver quality music to an audience or a culture. So I stuck with it, right? And even though it wasn't like something that I wanted to do, I know that I had other people counting on me also. So my brothers, my family, my father, he was the record label owner, and I just played my position. So one day my father told me get in a group, and I was always in dance groups. He was like, hey, get on the stands and dance with your brothers. And I never really not one time say, hey, I wanted to be a rapper. I want to go and create music. So
it happened,
it just happened like that, and I just stuck with it. And always was a performer from day one, and my whole passion to this day is going on stage and performing and entertaining, and the music part came with that. So as I was creating the music, I was also able to live out my dreams and being a performer and a dancer on stage.
And I've seen that you've developed everything you learn in music, because it's not just music, right? It's marketing, it's promotions, it's being out there, it's relationships. And you've developed that into a marketing agency, AdWizard?
Yeah, AdWizard.
Yep. Wizard.
Yeah, AdWizard. So basically what I did was, from the time of 2009, I was actually on the Hotline tour. It was the late night special tour.
That was my favorite, bro.
Yep. And at the time we was getting like $50,000, $60,000 a show. But I'm the type of person that I like to master everything I put my hands on. Like, I don't like to half-ass do nothing. Yeah. And I got a call one day saying that, hey, Spec, you can make money off of social media, off of Twitter. And I was like, all right, well, cool. Like, it was something else to do at the time. I was like, you know what? Cool. You know, from the MySpace days, we was the number one page on MySpace out of 100 million users. And I helped do that, right?
And you guys are people top 5. You guys were for sure at one point in my top 5 out there.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. And so he told me I can make money off of Twitter. A guy named is Matty J. He's actually on Instagram, CEO Matty J. And he called me and was like, yo, you can make money off of Twitter. And so, of course, he was getting this referral fee. But I was like, all right, cool. That sounds pretty easy. So I only had 50,000 followers at the time. So I was like, well, how can I actually multiply this as fast as possible? How can I scale this? And the way that I came up with was actually having parody accounts. So different fan accounts, role-playing accounts, catfish account, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I was pretending to be another celebrity, right? And speaking in their voice and gaining a fan base off their, pretty much their name and likeness. And
authority hijacking is what we call it on this side. Yeah,
exactly. So this is back in 2009, right? Just being creative. And I had Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Jay-Z. So depending on who it was, I spoke in their voice, and I blew it up, to actually 6 million followers within like the first few years. Created a cat called Grumpy Cat, which is now worth $100 million, and just capitalized off of everything.
Bro, who inspires you in business? Because it seems that, for the lack of maybe a better phrase, you got the Midas touch. Whatever you decide to focus on, it works for you, bro. It just goes well. And I'm sure it's a lot of hard work, and I'm not saying that it just got handed to you, or it's easy, because I know that shit's difficult, and you've been doing your thing. But what drives you, man?
Well, honestly, I feel like everything is a formula. No matter what I put my hands on, I put the same formula on it, and that's why you'll see a guy like Elon Musk. He'll create PayPal and then create and make it what it is right now, and then go create SpaceX, and then outside of that create Tesla, and like everything he put his hands on just explodes. But I think it's because he has his formula, just like I have my formula. And when I created Awazar, it was one of those things where once I took the formula from knowing how to build a social media following from Twitter, I transferred to Facebook, blew that up, and then I created a system that not only I did for myself and I made millions of dollars for myself, but I decided to help other people that was in my same situation to actually make millions of dollars off their brand now, because I had the formula I can do at scale. So I started helping all these different individuals, actors, models, different actual actors or musicians, or these different individuals who was in the same situation as me, and they put all this hard effort in and actually building their brand, but they didn't know how to monetize it. So after doing that, I decided to create a program, because I realized that not only these people can actually do it, that's celebrities, but it could go for anybody. I did it for parody accounts, role-playing accounts. I did it for a cat. I did it for celebrities. I can't even do it for regular people, the regular Joe Smo. So I decided to create a program called Awazar Academy, where they can actually go and do this for themselves, right? If you have a free training that you can actually go, and it's an hour and 30 minutes free training on social media, on how I did millions of dollars on social media. And all you got to do is go to helpmegoviral.com, or go to the link in my bio or Instagram and click the link. I do a few, I think 60, I let 60 people into my program a month. And all depends on, how many days in the month it is, on how many people I add in. I
do you have I have a mastermind group for my students, where we pretty much coach them up on digital media, growing your business, digital marketing strategies, things that they need to do to be able to scale. Do you have an inner circle group of students that maybe upon graduating this program have direct or closer access to you in order to be able to just be closer in general?
Yes. So actually we have a mastermind group called the Einstein Mastermind.
Okay.
And we have that group, and we meet every 3 months. And so right now I did one like 6 months ago, so I don't know when the next one is going to be, but yeah, absolutely.
Really, really cool stuff. Spectac, bro. It's a pleasure to have you on the podcast. I've been wanting to have you on the podcast, and the reason I haven't reached out is because, funny enough, I wanted to do it in person, just because we've known each other for a while, and we've always had a good vibe every time we linked up.
Absolutely.
And same thing with Dan. Dan Fleischman was just on the podcast. I wanted to do him in person. These are special to me. Andy Frazella, Dan Fleischman, yourself, a lot of the guys that are going to be out here. You guys are people that I know, but in business, you could look up to somebody for the great things that they do, right? And you're just somebody that just continues to put in work. And I want to continue to see that, bro. I want to continue to see you helping other people out, being selfless, using your influence to help the young community, influence young people to reach their dreams, because you're doing it right now. You're able to take care of yourself. You're able to take care of your family. And in doing so, you're also helping other people out. It just goes to show what type of dude you are, bro.
Yeah, well, I think that my calling is to help individuals that are confused, that need to know how to get to the next level in their life, but they can't figure out how. They don't want to work for somebody else. They want to actually be their own boss. So they tired of their 9 to 5, or people who have a business already but plateaued and can't figure out what's the next step for them. And I realize that's a huge issue, and that's why I created my program. So the same steps that I put my hands on everything that touch turns into gold, I created a system that everybody can just go step by step and learn these different things. Because when I was coming up, my business was doing millions of dollars, and then it just flatlined out of nowhere because one change with Facebook, and I had to learn these different skill sets and go from partnerships to a service-based business and learn all these things, from coaching to coaching my team and leadership to sales and how to onboard clients and like credit and things like that. I just didn't know starting the business from scratch.
It's just tough, bro.
Right?
I dealt with so many credit issues, student loans, things that fucked my life upside down. And now what I want to do is tell people, don't mess up. Just learn from me. Learn from what I messed up in so you can move faster. You can scale faster.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
man.
So yeah, that's what it's about, bro. And I understand that that's my position in life. And I feel like I'll be a disservice to myself if I don't get this information out to the masses.
Yeah.
And I feel like any information to this degree, if you give it away for free, they're going to take it for granted.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, true.
Yeah, it's like giving somebody a pot of gold and they just take it for granted. Or you give somebody $100 million and they win the lotto.
Yeah.
They win the lotto and then in 6 years they're broke.
It's gone.
Because they took it for granted.
You got to learn how to compound your money, man.
Exactly. But not even that. The point I'm making is they just take it for granted. You give somebody $100 million, they're going to go buy all this stuff. Like, it's just going to go out of their hands.
It was given, not earned. Yep.
Exactly. So now, you know, with this situation, I'm able to have some people have some type of skin in the game where it's not going to kill them, right?
Yeah.
You go to school, it's overpriced. And even like when I went to Harvard, right? I figured out which ways that I can take what they're doing and then implement those strategies that I learned from there and add it into my program where I can say, hey, listen, they're learning from case studies. This is the way that they're teaching. Let me implement that in my program because evidently it's valuable. Harvard did $40 billion last year. Right? And if I can do 1%, which I am going to do 1% of that with my school, I'm going to kill a game, just 1%, right? And then at the same time, for everybody who all into the traditional school, I'm in the process of getting my school accredited. So now I'm not just going to be an online school. I'm going to be an accredited school, but at the same time, be able to teach my curriculums the way that I want to teach them, that I know is going to be the most effective.
How they've worked for you without giving people the run around, wasting time with classes they don't need or shit that don't relate to them. And people learn differently, bro. Visually, auditory, kinesthetically. People learn in different ways.
Absolutely.
And that's a lot of things that schools don't take into account nowadays. And, you know, you got to understand some people learn differently. And a test or fill in the blank or multiple choices and maybe the exact way to measure somebody's, you know, intellect or capacity.
Yes, because if you really think about it, school systems are the only thing that haven't evolved. The reason why people created schools, why it even exists, is because when the factories was happening, they needed a place to put their kids. So they created a curriculum that teaches them how to become an employee.
Yep.
So as you have a child that you put in the school, they groom you all the way up to it's time for you to work in the factories.
Yep.
And that's exactly how the school is still positioned that way. They're not teaching in a way that is going to teach you things that you can go outside of school and learn and better yourself in life. Why they don't teach leadership? Why they don't teach credit? Why they don't teach how to deal with people? Why they don't teach how to manage your money in school?
How to file your taxes.
How to file your taxes,
Like,
the difference between an
on.
S Corp and LLC. But guess what? That's what my program teach.
Yeah.
Right? So this is not for you to be the next employee. If you want to be the next employee, but you're going to be the best of the best employee, because we're teaching on mindset, we're teaching on relationships, we're teaching on things that you need to know to become that number two.
That book and street smarts in a way. Yeah, you get what I mean? Because you need both, man. You can't be out, like, you got to know how to move in the streets, but you got to be an educated man, woman, know exactly what you want and what you're going for. Brother, thank you so much for jumping on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Where can we follow you on social media?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, anywhere is I Am Spectacular. The only thing is I Am Spectac is Snapchat because one of them damn kids stole my name. So y'all can
But you've always been
me.
Spectac, bro.
Hey man, listen, it's still love, but all my branding across all my pages, I Am Spectacular. So I just started my YouTube channel too. I don't have any videos. I just have all my podcast stuff with my audio, which is still getting views and everything till I start adding my video content.
Omnipresent.
Absolutely. So Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, y'all go follow me. I give content on everything, a lot of value. And also, if you guys want to register for my free training, y'all can text me 786-661-1224. Text me the hashtag course. I'll send you the link for free.
That is a true prepared marketer and businessman. You guys heard that. Give it a try, guys. You're sitting at home. You're getting offered free value from somebody who has proven methods. You hear him here on the Hustle Inspires Hustle podcast. This is a good guy. I encourage you guys to check it out. Again, guys, see you guys next week. This is Alex Quin from LA NetCon. See you guys.
Yeah.